Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review of One Piece chapter 832, and this one was the Germa Kingdom, right? I think that was the name of the chapter. I usually don't even remember the actual chapter titles. But getting into this one, we start off with a color spread, and it's nice. Datnami. Datnami-do. But other than that, like, I always look in the color spreads because I've seen enough theory videos to know that there are sometimes hints hidden in there, like the obvious hints with Carrot and Pedro that time that they would be in the next arc. And the only possible hints are maybe there were some flamingos in it, so maybe hinting that we will be seeing Doflamingo again at some point, but I have no clue. Getting into the actual content of the chapter, we pick off at the Seducing Woods, where Nami, Carrot, and Chopper are still running from the rabbit person. Rabbit dude, I guess. I guess it's a guy. And, man, they're running, and Carrot is such a freaking badass. Like, our queen goes and does all these friggin' backflips, kicks the rabbit, says, you know, it's not a mink because it can't use electro, so she was smart enough to figure that out too. Smart and strong. Our waifu, our queen, is just on point. We rabbit boys forever, for life, for beyond life. And yeah, man, and she was just so badass, and she uses electro to shock the bird. We find out that the rabbit dude is Crane Rider Randolph of the Big Mom Pirates, and Randolph, we also, yeah, since he's not a mink, I'm thinking, I guess he has the rabbit fruit, or he's a rabbit that's just can act like a human or something because of somebody else's fruit. I have no idea, but he throws the weapon, and they all run past the giant that wants the apple juice. I think it was apple juice. And he gets hit in the back of the head with the spear thing, and they all keep running. So poor giant dude. They all keep running. They go back to where Luffy and Mirror Luffy are, and they grab the wrong Luffy. And what I'm thinking is, when they grab the wrong Luffy, the real Luffy had to have ran the opposite way, and it looks like he puts his hands over his mouth. So was somebody manipulating the real Luffy? And like, they gotta be pretty strong whether they're a devil fruit user or not to be able to do that, given that like, Luffy has really powerful haki, and he has Conqueror's haki. So to be able to control him with some kind of power is pretty powerful. Unless it's some sort of Deus Ex special thing that makes like Luffy susceptible or something. But like, either way, controlling Luffy is a pretty powerful task. So they end up back at the giant again and again, until finally they realize the trees and ground and stuff are moving and talking. And then fake Luffy grabs Nami and transforms into an old lady who is the 8th daughter of Big Mom, Charlotte Brulee. And I'm not liking Brulee, guys. She called our queen a bitch. And she also threatened to slice her flawless, alluring face. So, not liking Brulee. Nobody messes with our queen. But we jump straight from that back to the Germa Kingdom being assembled at Apricot, which is a lake behind Big Mom's castle. And the way it works is super, super creative, and I absolutely love the way it works. And it's like how we saw the castles and buildings and stuff, but it was kind of like weird on the back of each of the ships. Like, the kingdom itself is cut into squares, and when all the ships form back together, they just link back up and form the actual kingdom on on a solid plane upon the back of the ships. Like, that's really, really creative, and I just love the design and how it looks like old Gothic, like old German Gothic, like Prague sort of castle-y designs. Like, I really like that whole sort of theme and look there. Like, I like it a friggin' ton. It's really cool. We also find out that most of the Germa Kingdom's citizens are male soldiers. So that may have to do with why Sanji is the way he is with women. Maybe. But Sanji, we finally get to see him again, and he's talking with Reiju. So amazing to see Reiju again, too. Freaking love Reiju. So they talk for a bit. We find out a little bit more about Sanji being a royalty or whatever, but it's obvious that Sanji wants nothing to do with his family, wants nothing to do with this wedding. And then their father shows up, Vinsmoke Jajji, and freaking Jajji, or Judge, I love him like so much. I don't understand why there were a couple people saying they didn't like Jajji's design. I think he looks badass as hell. I think he's really funny too. The way, like, the first thing he says when he's introduced is like, do you want to be a pain in my ass or whatever? Like, or do you like being a pain in my ass? Like, I loved the way he talked and everything. It was great. Also, I can see sort of the resemblance with Sanji with the facial hair and stuff. So I think it's just really cool, and I love the way his design looks like an old German Kaiser or like an Ottoman Empire type dude. Like, I think it looks really, really awesome. Like, I'm loving the design so much. Then we end with hints that Sanji may have beaten up Yonji, and that Sanji is going to be fighting Jajji, because Jajji says that the only way men can talk to each other properly is with their fists. So that is, I guess, what we're going to be doing next episode. We might see some of that, or we might go back to what's happening with Nami and Brulee, and whatever the hell is happening with Luffy. Or, I really want to see what's going on with Jinbei and with Brook and Pedro. I'm really interested in that. So yeah, for this chapter as a whole, the art was good. I really thought it was a fun adventure. I loved seeing Jajji. I like seeing the Germa Kingdom forming too. That was really creative. I really enjoyed that. Also, Carrot's badassery was probably one of my favorite parts of this. Seeing Reiju again, if I didn't already say that. So there were a lot of good things. It's just overall was kind of meh, kind of whatever, kind of okay. It didn't feel huge, even though there were some huge things in there. Just, this one is very good, very enjoyable, but not super, super, super special. So I'm going to give it like 8 flawless alluring faces out of 10. So, thank you all so much for watching. Sorry this is a quick one, but until I do make sure all of this mic stuff is settled and the audio isn't going to mess up, I am trying to be a little bit quicker with my videos. I know I'm still putting videos out there that are like over 20 minutes, so I'm not being like totally 100%, you know, with this, but I'm trying to keep things quicker. So either way, like if you did like this one, comment down there, tell me what you thought of the chapter and what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more One Piece, Tower of God, Walking Dead, and a bunch of anime. I'm doing a bunch of anime this season. So a lot of things. I got a lot of things going on with the channel, and I'm really enjoying it. And I hope you guys are enjoying being along for the ride as well. Follow on Twitter if you want as well, though, because I'm going to try to keep you updated there as best I can and whenever I post anything or push anything back. So if you want to, that's just another thing. So yeah, that's it. Thank you once again for watching this video, and I'll see you all next time.